Hey traders, did you know that inconsistency is the biggest challenge that traders have in being profitable? Hey, take a look at these 3 tips that you can implement now to become a better trader. Leave a comment and let me know which of the 3 you're going to be working on. And the secrets to consistent swing trading success is 1, plan. Focus on just a few. Now, what does that mean? Well, you may be watching too many stocks and ETFs. So if that is the case where you're spending hours researching and all that kind of stuff, you're probably watching too many. You're watching too many patterns. Mark Douglas says what? He says, focus on one, get really good at it, master that pattern, and then add to that, but become very successful and profitable at that. You may be watching too many time frames. I know that some people are trying to swing trade or position trade, and they're using intraday charts. You don't need to do that. It's taken away from your focus. And then remove the complexity. If you have too many of just fill in the blank, it leads to indecision and emotional and or emotional decisions, which can basically wind up costing you money. So just real quick, that's secret number 1. Yeah. Go ahead and tip number 2. 1, define your beliefs, goals, and ability to execute. Mike covered this last Friday, and it was really an aha moment for me. And I think if I would have been able to consider that when I first started trading, I wouldn't have been, 1, so hard on myself, and 2, I would not have been hold on just a second. Yeah, so this is real life of a trader. The gardeners come by and do their thing and all that kind of stuff. Tip number 2, define your beliefs, goals, and abilities to execute. That, like I said, this was an aha moment for me last week. And so what it means? To me, it means know your limitations, both your time and your ability. This ties to tip number 2 in that focus on just a few until you get really good at those. If I were I am a really busy person. That's one reason why I do focus primarily on my ETFs and just a few stocks, a handful. If you haven't found a setup within an hour as you're doing your research, stop looking. Stop looking. Because if you spend more than an hour, your eyes will start to fool you and you'll think, oh, here's a setup. And you'll be convinced that's the particular setup. Be aware and write out what you believe about the market. Be they good or bad, but just ask yourself, what do I believe about the market? What do I believe about trading? What are your goals and your objectives for the year? And then what are your constraints? We all have constraints. And it may be that we can only watch and trade 3 days a week or 3 hours a week. Well, then build your system around being able to watch 3 hours a week. So I really like that. Questions, guys? So fear. And did I answer both questions, Nicole and Mark? I hope so. So fear. So fear is about, and not so much, like if you say, hey, don't be emotional about your trading, don't be afraid of your trading, all that kind of stuff, that is poppycock. The thing about it is fear is going to be fear. We are all plagued with fear. Human beings, they come hardwired to be afraid of whatever. From the time of our ancestors back when they were running from the saber-toothed tigers, fear was a real thing. Now, the question we have is, we have FOMO, and we branded so many different types of fear. I did not realize that FOMO, this is a little bit side. Did you realize that FOMO is actually a term that was coined because of social media? The fear of missing out. It was some young folks who were real hot on social media. They were afraid they were going to miss out on being acknowledged or recognized or the latest thing on social media. And I went, wow, when I read that. So, and I know that it has to be true because I read it on the internet. Anyway, learn what fear is trying to tell you. Again, take a look at the books I've suggested by Mark Douglas and also Jared. Really good thing about recognizing, 1, what is the fear trying to tell you? Is it telling, then understand how to deflate failure beliefs. Because our beliefs can be either drive us towards our goal or keep us from reaching our goal, the goal that we want from our trading. Last, recognize and use as fuel. Just redirect it and seize on that energy that you're getting from the fear, but put it into something constructive. And if you haven't gotten your fear either managed or channeled properly, don't trade until you can manage your fear. So those are the 3 tips. I hope you find them useful. And autopilot trading, hey, autopilot trading answers basically all 3 of those fears and almost every other fear that is out there. And I always constantly ask myself this question, but I just want to, wow, aren't those tips absolutely fabulous? Take a look up in that corner. You'll find a link to another video or a playlist that'll help you become a better trader.